What's up, everybody? Jeff Hershey here, just about a minute or so past the top of the hour. We're using Big Marker today versus GoToWebinar or even YouTube for something I've got coming up in just under 2 weeks from now. I'm going to make that announcement. I got a really, really big webinar coming up with outside partnership and stuff like that. But they use Big Marker, so I want to make sure that I get used to it and we get on here. So today's webinar and today's call is going to be on this platform, and we'll be good to go as we get in. I got some hearts and hands ups and all that stuff on the chat. So Ken and Ron, you guys said hello like a couple minutes before the top of the hour, which is great. So thanks for hanging out and joining us as we get in. Today, because you are part of my list, because you are on the Wingman Pass, in the Agency Starter Kit school group, you're going to get something that is the best offer that will ever be seen on a brand new piece of software that I've ever done. The reason for today is going to be some pain points that I'll talk about that we've felt in our business. And I've been waiting for, I'd say probably 6 months or so to get this out, just based on roadmaps, schedules, everything else we got going on in the business and things like that. This is a really, really exciting tool for what we have. And it's also the first time that I actually handed the big picture idea and what I wanted to our staff and our team, and basically said, give me the final product. And that was it. And when I got it, I don't know, last week or 2 weeks ago, I was happy and I was blown away by, like, actually it was more well thought out than probably what I would have done with it from there. So I'm proud to show you guys what we've got today, because it's going to give you two things. Okay. The first one is it is going to help you show relevance and value, as well as that the fact that you're actually doing your job for your clients. All right. Now, if you don't have clients, this is going to be perhaps the fastest, easiest foot in the door service offering that you've ever seen, because it truly plays on the law of reciprocity, and you could actually give them this up front just to start the conversation. Okay. And have them book a demo and ask for more. And there's going to be some key things that we go through in here to be able to walk you guys through it and make sure you have everything you need to be successful with this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up the slides. And because this is my first time, just let me know yes or no in the chat that you guys can see the slides real quick. And then if you have a question or things like that, we'll get to those as we go. Cool. Thanks, Tom. We're good to go. No one else needs to put in there. And my coffee maker broke this week, so I just really had to go run out and get coffee. I've got the new one. I just haven't unpacked it yet. So let's get started, okay? Most of you that are on this call, if you have a client, you've been here, okay? I got a buddy named Mark. He actually went through this pain and this process, and we're not about just adding things and doing stuff. This really is a true purpose-built platform, because Mark was doing the work and he had a lot of clients in Reviewly, and he had a lot of clients doing other services as well, but he kept getting like random cancels, right? Put a me in the chat if you ever had a client just kind of out of nowhere sideswipe you and like cancel, and you're like, I'm giving you results. I'm giving you exactly what you asked for, but at the end of the day, they just weren't feeling it, or they just didn't fully understand the value. And we've talked about this before in some other softwares and trainings and things like that, where if the client doesn't feel the value or the return on their investment, they start looking elsewhere. They start wandering and they wonder what's going on. Okay. You want to make it so they don't want this to go away, right? So for one of my largest clients, his phone rings and he gets email notifications of new leads up to 100 plus times a day. Do you think he's going to get rid of me? No, because if he stops working with me, that goes away. So you need to have something that is constantly putting you in front of your clients, because what we have is an invisible value problem. Okay. Unfortunately, results don't retain clients anymore. Okay. The visibility of those results. So maybe you're killing it with great results. You're delivering, you're hitting those KPIs, key performance indicators for somebody that might be new coming on here. And you're putting in the work every single month. Okay. But what a lot of clients feel is silence, that you're kind of doing stuff behind the scenes. It's about the what have you done for me lately? Okay. If that client doesn't see value regularly, they assume it's not there, or they forget, right? You ever see everything's all new and exciting to begin with, but then like the new and exciting just becomes just mundane and regular. Okay. You're getting the results, but if the clients do not see that you're getting them results, in their mind, you're replaceable, right? They're looking for the next hit of dopamine from there. And they don't leave because you're not doing your job. They leave because your results are invisible to them. So we're going to tie in something that's very key to that today. And you might even be sitting on it right now as an asset. Okay. Now, great agencies will still lose clients, not because performance, because of perception, right? Just because you're better than the other guy down the road doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to stay. Okay. We talked about this a couple slides ago. This is all about the perception. Okay. If you send a weekly or a monthly report and then they don't hear from you again for 4 more weeks, and let's say that they got busy on the Friday the 1st and they never really read your report. Now it's 2 months. Guess what? They don't understand your value. Or if your report's 7 pages long, they're not going through there. They're barely even skimming it, right? I used to spend 30, 45 minutes generating a full-on, here's what we did for all of this money that you're paying us, for it not to be even opened or read. So think about micro updates for this business, right? Micro visibility of you putting in the effort and the work. Okay. You want to make sure that you're visible in front of them, or your work is in some way, shape, or form on a regular basis, not just a report from there. And it all boils down to proof. Okay. You want to show them and put it right in front of them where they cannot deny that it's there. Okay. Nobody trusts what you say you're going to do anymore. They trust what they can see weekly. Okay. Where they don't want that to go away, because they're going to talk about putting what you do right in front of them, front and center in their own feeds. They're going to see it. It's going to be there. Okay. We're going to use social proof as your lock-in asset to retaining clients. Now, no one is truly doing this properly, because it wasn't even, potentially available 6 months to a year ago. But if you want to keep your clients, it is undeniable, visible proof on a regular basis, weekly basis at a minimum. And if you can up that even more, great, right? Not monthly, weekly is what we're looking for with this. And for a lot of you, you're sitting on untapped assets. Okay. The most valuable content you're not using already, it's already sitting on your clients' accounts from there. Now, you're going to see that this ties into everything that we do inside of my company. And you guys understand that when I talk about this, we go back to just me for a little bit. When we build things and we talk about software and we talk about tools, there's a vision and a purpose in mind. It's not a quick little, let's go sell something out there. Okay. This is another piece of the puzzle for our company, of what we're doing. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to package that and bundle that here in just a little bit, but it's about using the asset that you already can leverage of that business owner inside their Google business profile and their reviews. They have reviews, star ratings. It could be 2 years old. It doesn't matter. Okay. It could be 10 years old. It could be 2 minutes old. They have ratings and reviews sitting on their Google business profile, right? Other industry platforms as well. Testimonials, customer feedback. Okay. If it is not being shown and in front of an audience, it's got no value to it, right? Yes, it will help conversions. It will help AI help recommend the business. But what about you showing that you've actually gotten the results? What about increasing the exposure of the company? Okay. What if every piece, every review became visible automatically? Give me a 1 in the chat if you'd like to figure out or want to see how I can take the assets on a Google business profile, mainly their reviews, and generate that into visibility for the business on a regular basis. And actually, we're going to put it on autopilot for that as well. All right. So that's some of the big things that we're going to do as we get in here. So I'll introduce you and call it social proof automation system, whatever you want to call it from there. Okay. As we get in, this is first of a kind, right? We built it because it didn't exist, and we built it out of a need for our business. It's an add-on service. It's a bundled service for my main company. And we were talking about how we're going to be pricing this and everything later on. It's a system that takes your client's existing proof, reviews, and transforms it into content visibility and retention for you. And it's automatic. Okay. You can actually set this up once and then just let it run from there. And we're going to show you, this is new, brand new, first of its kind, brand new category that we're releasing out here today. This is our social proof distribution engine. We want to turn proof that your software is doing the work into visibility for that business instead of just letting it collect dust. Okay. You got the proof. We're going to turn that proof, those reviews, into content and then distribute it automatically into the top platforms from there. Proof that stays hidden doesn't retain clients, right? You want to continually to add value, and this engine helps you keep your clients longer. Okay. So here's how we do it. Sell, show, automate. This is our core agency framework. This is what I'm building my entire sales process around. Sell the value. Okay. These are tangible and visible deliverables. Okay. This is not, hey, we're going to do this for you. This is when this happens, this next thing happens, and you're going to see it on your accounts. And then we're going to take the existing reviews and create branded content for that business and that company. And then once we've set up the template of how we want to do this, you can actually automate that system so it runs hands off without you. That's it. That's the entire play. Okay. Simple, repeatable, scalable. And the show part, I think, is one of the most interesting things because it's going to allow you to say one key phrase and it's going to get you, I want one. How much is it? Let's book a meeting type call. All right. I made this for you. We are using this cold outreach message. Okay. This is the outreach message that changes everything. You can use this in DMs. You can use this in cold email. You can use this in LinkedIn, specifically to any type of business owner. I made something for your business. Want to see it? How many of you, give me a yes or a no in the chat, could take that one question and copy and paste it 10 times today? You got Amelia says yes. Take a sip of my coffee. Warren says yes. No pitch deck. Ron says yes. No, here's all the features that it does. Just basically what do the kids have? Like show and tell day, right? From there, Morgan says yes. Okay. Imagine just reaching out to a prospect with a fully generated piece of content built from their own reviews before they had ever paid you. Okay. I'm going to show you how you can, put your name in there or whatever at the bottom. But what you can do is give them something of value up front. Okay. Easiest thing to sell is something that they can already see and they can immediately use, right? It'll take you just a few minutes, but if you did 10 of these this afternoon, you're going to get interest back by tonight or tomorrow. Okay. Pitching is hard when nothing is visible. And you sell hey, we're going to do this for you. Okay. Showing and demonstrating the proof is already there. Now, this initial outreach, I made something for you, right? And then what I would use in the subject line, if it's an email, is just their business name, right? So if it's Jeff's Tacos, you put in Jeff's Tacos, and then I made something for your business, want to see it from there. All right. So now you don't have to generate this piece of content. You do not have to do anything right now until they respond and say yes. So you can keep sending these and you don't have to do any additional work until they're actually interested and have responded from there. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to walk you through and I want to show you what this looks like. Okay. I've got a BDR that's actually spinning this whole thing up right now. So you want to go from proof to polished content in just a few seconds. Okay. Pull the proof. Go grab your clients' reviews, right? You can do this manually. System goes through and set this up. It generates the content. Okay. We're going to transform that proof into carousels, reels, hooks, and captions that are ready to publish from there. And then you can preview and deploy. Now, in the system where I'm giving you this outreach message, we're not giving them that full piece. We're just giving them a taste. Okay. We're going to do one piece of content and we're just going to send them the full completed video. If they post it, if they actually do nothing with it, then we're going to move on, right? I'm going to follow up and ask them, hey, did you post it? What were your results? I'm paying attention to their social media. So I know when they've posted it, I can like it, I can share it, I can comment it. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, help amplify the whole thing, right? But if they do it and they start seeing results and they get that quick little hit of, oh, wow, people are paying attention to this, right? What are they most likely to do? Come back and have you help them deploy this system. Okay. Now, most folks that like I've seen, and even myself, when Dom was showing this to me, it was like, oh, that's it. Like this, that's what this thing does and has up. And yeah. And it's built on my normal premise of like simple sells. Keep something simple, walk through the process with the business owner, walk through it with your team. Here's how we're going to do it. And you are done from there. We want to keep it very simple and very easy. So we're going to go from proof to content to visibility for you. Okay. I'm going to do a live demo. I'm going to walk you guys through the screen and make sure that this thing's set up as we go in. And I'm going to move, I think, big marker off to another screen over here for me. And then actually, I think I need to put it back over here. Hold on a second. Let me open up my screen. Oops. Looks like I just dropped myself off the webinar for a second. You guys can tell user error there. Hold on a second. Let me just go through and share content screen. There it is. And then we're just going to do my whole window. We'll do this one. And then you guys are going to see, there it is. We are good to go. All right. So I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to log into the dashboard from here. So now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move that off to here. All right. Are you guys able to see my full screen? I want to make sure that we're good to go and we're not, we're not missing anything. Just give me a yes in the chat on this one, because this is where this is all the new stuff come from there. Okay, cool. Yes. And you guys can read everything, because for me, it's pretty small on there. Okay, awesome. All right. So this is our review studio. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, tons of yeses coming in. Cool. Actually, hold on a second. Let me fix my resolution here. Manage camera. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm actually gonna turn off my camera. We'll go in here in a second. Okay. So we're gonna go in, and this is our review studio. Okay. So inside of the review studio, you have the ability to connect a Google business profile, right? So let's start with prospecting. Okay. You can see we have carousels and we have reels, and we only do these two because it's very important to look at how we're doing this. Okay. So you got the Google business profile, and I've connected a profile that's got some clients and other demos and stuff in here as well. But if you do not have that, you have the ability to paste in a Google URL. So you do not need to manage somebody's Google business profile for this to work. That's always one of those big things of like, hey, do I have to manage the Google business profile to be able to work? Okay. So we have OpenAI search. What we do is we actually recommend SERP API. It'll be in your account. It's already turned on. You actually don't need to go get an account key with them. What you do is you go in, and somebody says yes to your message. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the Google Maps of that business. So this is a restaurant, right? Taco restaurant. And they've got a bunch of reviews. They've gone through. This is just my example. I go to the little share link on the left-hand side, grab that, and I'm just going to put it into the software. And I'm just going to fetch the reviews through the API. Now, I'm going to go through and let's find some 5-star reviews, newest first. I can sort by, highest rated, all that stuff. I'm going to put Josh's here as a good one, right? Happy go lucky. And then there you go. So I just put three reviews in there that are pretty good as we go through. Okay. And you could quick select 3, quick select 5, and there's some other things that you could do here, but let's just generate a carousel from this. And what I can do in this case is I can go through the hooks. I can figure out what my actual was going to be. Why pay $25 rice and beans somewhere else? 100% satisfaction or consistent, reliable service. There you go. Top 3 reasons Wands conquers your taste buds. From here, if I don't like it, I can generate more hooks. We're going to go through, right? And then I can even put in, plus the best happy hour marg in town. So I don't know, something like that, right? I can go ahead and I can create something like this. And then I can even add a branded call to action slide, right? Happy hour today from 3 to 6 p.m., right? I can even put a call to action. I can put their logo in here, and then, $5 marg special, right? You can write whatever you want in here and you kind of create it as you go. I can add a branded logo. I think I may have deleted their logo. Yeah, I had it yesterday. You put their logo on there as well. It'll go on the last slide. I'll show you what it looks like here. And then we can go through and we can customize this, right? So not going to customize this slide only. We're going to go through. I like the system UI. I can do some editing here. I'm going to center this. All right. So I play around with that a little bit. We're not going to do that just for time and speed sense. And you can put their social media handle here, or you can put your agency, right? Built by Jeff, right? And that way it's watermarked for you, but they can still post it. It won't get in the way. Or you can just give it to them and then show it to them from there, right? That's an easy way to do it. This I like to use on a regular basis. From there, the next one's what's really going to truly blow your mind. Okay. So let's go in colors, but now that's kind of boring, right? Like the colors and the gradient fill. Let's do this. I need pictures of margaritas and tacos and refried beans with happy hour customers. I don't know, something like that. Okay. Boom. We're going to generate that on all the slides from here. There you go. Just take a couple seconds. And Mike says he's not seeing the screen. Are you guys seeing the screen? I want to make sure that you guys are seeing my screen because I know there's been some Chrome and some issues. Okay, Mike Bar. Okay, we can see. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to try to zoom in on this a little bit. There you go. Can you guys see that? Like, it's already created a carousel of content with those top 3 reviews with a call to action at the end. Do you think that you could give this to a business owner and say, hey, we made you a little happy hour post promotion? Put a 2 in the chat if you could actually, you know what, put a 2 in the chat. We're not gonna mess around here, right? Who wants to go to happy hour with me, right? For a $5 margarita special. This took, I don't know, just a few seconds for us to build. I don't know. I ran in a couple little things with getting stuff up, right? You can go get their logo. You can regenerate. You can do all of this, okay? You put your social handle on there. This is what the final preview looks like, right? So you could literally put their logo on here, but it looks nice, right? And you don't have to do the images and things like that, right, from there. But there you go. Now, to generate an actual post, you have to create captions for that post. So we're going to take the content that was written in those reviews of this post, and we're going to create a LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook post. Let's look at Facebook. Hey, One Homies family, we got the top 3 reasons to keep coming back and spoiling your taste buds, right? Hidden gem vibe, discovery, exceptional service, wonderful team. Hey, 7 days a week. Looks like they got the happy hour wrong here, or maybe their happy hour is 4 to 8 and I just put in the wrong time. But this is something that you could actually go through. You can even regenerate them if you want, right? Instagram style post from here. You got the captions. You can export this, right? Or you can save it to your library and give it to them, or you can export them. You can export this as a PNG and hand this over to the potential client. All right, cool. Post these images and make this post from here. Oh, hey, that's great, but you don't want to do it manually? Cool. I could do this for you. And then you could actually connect to their accounts. And then obviously I'm connected to my Facebook account, but you can go and say, hey, look, if you just let me connect and we run this for you. Somebody said, I don't know what the Pomeli isn't as good as this, but I don't know what Pomeli is, but that's awesome to hear. And then you could post whatever you want from here. And you could actually set this up for the client, right? Send them the images. Well, what do I do? Well, hey, look, let me connect to your Google Business Profile or add me to your Instagram as a manager. I'll connect and we'll go from there. I'll come into the office and meet with you to go through this and walk you through. Give me I don't know, give me a little celebration horn thing. If that's cool, it would be an easy way for you to get your foot in the door for a business owner. Would this be something that would very easily get your foot in the door if you just sent them a file with those images from there? Right? Cool. A lot of people going through. I got all the cool stuff now. All right. So now let's go back into what I think is my favorite part. Okay. Actually, I know is my favorite part. Let's go into the reels. Okay. So I've connected a Google Business Profile. Okay. We're going to use Reviewly as the example just because I can post it. I'm going to show you guys how quickly it posts from there. But let's go in and we're going to use Reviewly here. And then I'm going to show you a couple other client ones that I set up during testing for this. All right. So let's fetch the reviews for this location. All right. And then you can see we got a couple that have come in. Pet grooming studio, 4.1 to 4.6, do mobile car wash. Okay, great. So let's just grab those 3. Actually, you know what? Let's grab, I would get up to 5. Let's do, there you go. Actually, let's just get rid of the agencies. There's Ethan, and then, all right, there you go. So I got 5, okay? So we're going to do 5 reviews for this. Transform customer silence into star reviews with a single tap. I like that one. What's the secret to turning 4.1 stars into 4.6? I kind of like that one too. And you can adjust this as you guys go, right? One-man operation. So you can play around with these different hooks as you go in, right? So you can generate more hooks if you want. Let's take the next step. Okay. What's the secret to turning 4.1 stars into 4.6, you can put a little optional support text. I'm not going to do that. From there, you've got our content. I can sort them. Maybe I didn't want that one, right? I want the first one here because that's my hook. And then I'm going to give them the additional ones from here. I'm going to move that one. It's shorter as we go in. Looks like this guy gave us four stars, but was happy with the overall service. Ready to up your review game, right? From here. Okay, there you go. And then let's put my logo on here. So this one I can do companies, Reviewly, logo. You guys, I'm doing this in real time, right? So there's nothing that you guys are not seeing from here. We're gonna visit Reviewly.ai for a 14-day free trial, right? Something like that. Cool. Pretty simple, right? I'm just doing this for me in this case. And you can see that with 7 slides, it's about a 25-second reel that we're creating. Each one of these reviews is just a couple of seconds. So it's going to go through each of these just long enough for somebody to read it, keep their attention like a goldfish, and then move on to the next one. Okay. Now, with a reel, you got to have some audio, right? Whether people listen or not, you need to have some audio from there. And then I can go in, I can adjust this to my colors from here. And then I can, I can put in my company colors, which I'm not going to do because it's going to take too long. Let's do gray from here, or we do AI image overlays. Need images of happy customers with growing small businesses, something like that, right? Whatever I want to do, put in here, generate this. Now, if I was doing this for a potential client, like I'll show you the watch guy here in a little bit, what we generate for him. It took us like 3 minutes to be able to go in. Now, in this case, I'm probably going to adjust the text on this slide only, or I'm just going to lock this slide. I'm going to make it white. Maybe I don't like that one. There we go. Kind of like that. Okay. So I'm going to unlock that. That was my bad. Let's make this a little bit. No, let's go. There we go. Do something like that. All right. We'll play around with it. And then you can set this up however you want. You can edit. You can do all the different fonts and everything you put at Reviewly.ai. I think is what our handle is. So I'll probably screwing that up. You can also adjust the scene animation for each one, right? Or I can go in, if I've created a template, I can just apply my template, right? So if I have a brand template for my company, right, or for my client, I can just use a template from there. And you can adjust just one scene or all the scenes, depending on how you set this up from there. Energetic in this case, right? You can fade out at the end. You can play the track. I'm not going to play it just for the fact that you guys don't listen to it, but actually I'll play it for a second. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but if you don't like it, you can regenerate from there and we'll move on to the next. Okay, actually, let's go back. You can go through each of these reviews, right? It said pet in the review, and it generated a pet for that business. Mobile car wash. I don't know why I put an old ass van outside, but it's got a van outside as well. Text messaging. There's a phone and coffee, right? And then rate up your review game. We're gonna change this one a little bit, right? I want to go through, and I want to let's go to the AI image overlay, and then we got let's go fonts. I want to use system UI. I want to edit this. I want to center it. I want to make that centered. And then, I can put in Reviewly.ai or maybe go minimal with it. I can just play around with this till I like it, put it at the top, the bottom, whatever I want to do, and then make sure that I'm done. And then when I'm done with that, I've got a 25-second reel video. Excuse me. That hangs around just long enough for them to be able to read, and then it moves on, just like a goldfish, right? So yeah, there is audio mic, but you probably can't hear it. That's why I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to stick my mic up to the thing from there. But when you're done, you just click continue. We're going to generate these captions from here, right? This is, I'm going to be able to post it to my site, to my account. So you got Facebook right here. I can copy this. Okay. I can go to next step. So now here's the cool part. And I've actually done this a couple times already. Okay. You could export that video that you just saw as an MP4. It's going to finalize that reel and go through. Now, I spent some time walking through this for you guys. You can create one of these in about 2 to 3 minutes. So if somebody responds back to your direct message and says, yeah, sure, send it over, you can send them a done for you in under 5 minutes lead generation, review studio built, Instagram reel ready video. And if you send them something that looks like this, let me see if I can open it. If you send them something that looks like this, I'm going to turn my audio off. If you send them something that looks like this, it's moving. It has all of their recent reviews and looks clean and professional. Do you think they'd be willing to book a meeting with you? And do you think that they would post something like this to their own social if you just gave them this video? Give me a yes or a no in the chat. If you think that this would work to be able to go through and show that to a business owner and get some results. Yeah, it would get their attention. Absolutely. Vic says yes. Ron says yes as well. Now, I go in, I can create another reel from this as well. And then I can go back to my studio. Now, I didn't save that one. I like to save before I go through the next steps. But let's go look at some saved content. Okay, these are ones that I was playing with yesterday as we get set up, and you can obviously export those. You know, you see this one was exported. It's a reel. I got a draft. Actually, this was my draft carousel that I was using from yesterday. So let's look at this one real quick. I'll show you what this one looks like. Let's look at the preview. Right. So this is the one that I made yesterday. I just kind of going through in my account. Same restaurant, but we just kind of played around. Happy hour today for 3 to 6, $5 marg special. Maybe that was today's. Sorry, that looks familiar. All right, let's go back to our saved content. And then let's look at, looks like we are missing the watch one. It doesn't matter. Let's take the psychiatrist here, right? So we actually have this one as well. You can see the preview. I was just playing around with this with a psychiatrist, right? I changed the music to calm from here. And then, you can see how it goes from AI to just a little background. That'll get somebody's attention. Now you've got the image back here again. And then you can go through and just rotate through. There's no call to action from there. Okay. So now let's go and look at this other carousel. This is a haircut location. Actually, it was my barber when I was down in Cabo. Okay. Right. Best haircut. Best barbershop in Cabo. Great cut, precise, attention to detail. Ask for Emiliano. Right. And then this one's translated, pulled it in, ready to get started for a free consultation. Now, if any of these individuals hire me, right, what I can do is I can actually create a design template. So when they actually bring me on board, they start paying me, I can actually do a carousel story, a carousel post, or I could do reels, and I can set up that template for each and every one of them. So if I want to do AI image overlays, if I want to do the gradient fill, depending on how I want to set this up, I can actually go through it and set this where it walks through that process. And we save this as a template, and you can go through, set up all the different music. You can set up how you want the default animations to be. And then you have a call to action that would be enabled here at the end. That's going to be some of the biggest stuff that you guys want to set up, because now you can go in, and if you have the client, you've got them connected to the social scheduler, to social media accounts. You can actually now auto schedule the content. So this is where it gets really powerful and gets really hands off. Okay. So now I can go in here. You can do weekly content for wands, right? Which location do I want to monitor? Let's just do Time Traveler. It's a watch repair company. If you notice, I can set this up where anywhere between every 2 to 5 reviews, it could be a carousel or a reel, right? And I've got a reel template that was already built. If I had a carousel, I can basically do it to their story or their post. The system will automatically change the size of the image for the carousel to be the square for the story and for the for the post, and then for the story, it will actually go to the vertical one as well. So you can actually basically have those 3 templates in there. Reels, you can run it. Now, if I activate this automation, it will actually look for new reviews every 4 hours. And then after it finds 2 new reviews that have come in, or every 3 new reviews, it will actually create that content. And based on your settings, you can actually schedule it to be inside of the content. Now, I don't have any social posts in here because this is my demo account for you guys, but Dom actually, who's on in the background, he was actually running them, and he was showing me how it looks like in the back office. I'll tell him you guys didn't need to see that it's posting from there. But you've got the content that's in here that walks you through each and every one of those. And I've got a couple of questions. I'll get to the Q&A of, hey, can you put in your clients' images? Not today, but it's on the roadmap. The reason for that is we want to get this out the door, and we want to just use regular kind of generated content that's out there, but you'll be able to rotate through, because the business owner, what I've had is when we wait for the business owner to give us images, what happens at that point is the business owner tends to give you a couple, and then I want to remove them from the equation. Okay. So what you can do is, if you're worried about not using the images, just use the gradient images in the background and do it that way. The goal is just to get activity. It's not about super high quality. It's got to be the exact picture of this right margarita in their restaurant, or this Rolex watch being worked on in his shop. It's just about getting attention, so somebody reads the reviews and interacts with that reel and that profile from there. Okay. We are looking into adding this. Not many of my clients even ask for that, but I knew that question was going to come. So Kip and Shelly soon is set up. Okay. Antoine, that may work as well, but we have to approve those, right? We don't want to auto pull those as well. Okay. Brian, does it only look for new reviews? When you run the scheduler, it's only new reviews from that moment forward. You can go in and pull and create content from the previous reviews as well from there inside of the review studio. You can go back and you can look at the saved content. But if you set it up to the scheduler, then it's going to look from that point forward from there. Cool. All right, I'll stop sharing my screen. I'm going to pull up my slides, and then I'm actually going to pull up, see if I can do my camera and mic setting real quick. And then quality, resolution. There we go. Turn that back on. Hold on a second. Looks like we're applying those settings, and I got squishy again. So hold on a second. Let me go ahead and either change my camera and then make sure that we are good to go, because it looks like I don't know what's doing that. All right, let's just go back and we'll just change the camera back over to my other one. This is terrible. Nope. You guys can tell I got 3 cameras or 5 cameras. There we go. All right. I just don't like being squishy. All right. So you guys should be able to see the slides again. And then, yes. Oh, and you can set to only have 4 and 5-star reviews from there. Okay. That's going to be the big thing as we get in. We want to make sure that this is set up properly. So it's only doing the 4 and or 5-star reviews as you get going from there. Okay. Proof, content, visibility. You guys saw how quick and easy it was. I created a carousel and a reel really quickly as you get in and set this up. Could you do this? Could you reach out with the question of, I made this for you, and then go put in a link to their Google business profile and I would say do the video. Okay. Because the video has the highest impact. For me, it has that wow factor. Kip says, okay, link. All right. We're not done yet, Kip. But yeah. All right. We'll add that here in a second. Okay. Could you do this? Could you reach out and then just send a video, right? And I'm saying brand it completely for them. Don't try to hold anything back or be salesy. Just give them the video, because if they post it, they don't ever post it, they're never going to do anything, okay? But if they post it, they're going to see a result and they're going to reach back out to you. Keep an eye on their social media, because when they do, you have the ability to reach out and then go, hey, I saw you posted. How did it go for you? Okay. The schedule, it runs on triggers. So once you've connected their socials and you go every 3 new reviews of a 5-star review, right? New content's generated. With a template, you set it once, let it scale. Set your threshold, it auto generates, and then now you can scale your proof from there. Now, if content depends on effort, right? It stops, because there's only so much effort that happens. But if it depends on proof and you've tied this in, right, it scales indefinitely from here. So it doesn't matter how you generate them reviews. It doesn't matter if you even offer them a review service, right? This is completely separate from everything else that we have. But if they're generating new reviews and every time they get a second or third review, depending on their review volume, you're going to see results, because it's going to post. And then they're going to see the results and you're going to remind them why they hired you, because you're automatically posting success. This becomes a retention engine for you. Visibility creates that perceived value, right? They're going to see some fresh branded content. They're excited. Okay. Week 2, if they're generating more reviews, more content posts, momentum becomes visible. You have a consistent output, right? Once a week, if they should get 2 to 3 reviews a week, should be good to go. After the first month or 2, you're pretty much locked in, because they do not want those posts and the visibility to go away. They want to be successful with that. This creates leverage, not content for you. It's going to help increase your overall retention. The visibility of your agency gets bigger as well, because what you can do is when they post this piece of content, you share it on your personal or business or agency profile as well, and you congratulate your client. Guess what? Other people are going to see that and go, how do I get that too? Right? It's part of like my simple sell, snap, share model that we use. Okay. You're going to share that content as well, and other people are going to see it. Make a Facebook post about it. Show the results that you've gotten. This is a very easy upsell for clients who are looking for more and they want more momentum. And this repositions your agency as somebody that doesn't also deliver, but you show what you're delivering as well. Okay. This builds monthly revenue for you. Simple, scalable, and clear. It's a very clear path for you. You can make a standalone service. You can just offer these all day long, right? You can do one-off or monthly retainers for videos. This is a great add-on service. For us, it's also another retention layer for you to keep people. Now, for me, we actually had this conversation in our company. I'm creating a whole package around this that ties in Reviewly's advanced AI services, our reporting snapshot, and then the review studio. This gives me a moat around my own company that no one else can cross. And I can offer a premium package to a business owner at a discounted deal instead of them going and buying piece and upselling. This has logical flow to the conversation of why they need to be working with us versus any other competitor that's out there. So it helps with that logical flow in our business. And this is something that we're going to be doing out of our call center. This is something we're doing out of our cold outreach, where they're going to go to our site and they're going to see a price. And then for, I'm going to say not much more, but for a little bit more than that price, they're going to get this entire package, and it becomes a no-brainer when they start comparing us to everybody else that's out there from here. Okay. Everything you need is built in. Okay. There's no tool stack, no system to build from scratch and integrations to figure out. Okay. Everything's all in one and it's ready to deploy. So we're going to have a package. And I'll show you guys what it looks like here in a little bit, where you don't have to put in any API keys. It's just the account that you saw, other than connecting the social, is what you're going to see. Okay. And I built this specifically for our own company, but also for marketing agencies as well, to be able to go in there and make it work for you. So here's what you're going to get. All right. So inside of this package, let's go slide over here real quick. Inside of this package, you're going to get reviews, the full Review Studio access, everything I just showed you, the Studio app, Carousel and Reel Engine, hook and caption generator, automation and scheduling, everything that you need to make this work. Now, what would this normally cost for you? Okay. To build this yourself, the tools, the time, the execution, right? You can't go vibe code this. You can't make this out on your own. You're talking several $100 a month for us to make this just run. Okay. Or you can manually go in and create these. And I actually have somebody that makes reels for my company for other pieces of content. Okay. You get paid a couple $1,000s a month to do videos and content and reels and stuff like that. You're not going to do that for a one-off client. They're not going to pay for that from there. Okay. What would that normally cost? It could be a couple $100 from here. Okay. Now, many of you already know this. What's the cost of losing that client? Okay. We've all lost a client that we probably shouldn't have. We've done the job. We've gotten the results. We put in the work and they still left. And, probably told yourself that, maybe it was budget, timing, and changed direction. Something else is probably going on. Okay. It's the problem that you're not remaining visible in front of them with your efforts and your proof. And we're going to show you exactly how to fix that today as we get in. Okay. Now, I got a very special offer for you guys, for our agency starter kit members and our Wingman Pass members. If you want it's an 80% off deal with this. I did the math yesterday. Put VIP in the chat. Okay. I'm going to make you an 80% off offer right now. Okay. And as a valued Wingman Pass member, I'm going to show you what this is publicly going to be released for. Actually, it's live right now. Okay. This was live a week or two ago. I don't know if we sold any on it, but because we're not really driving traffic to it, but it's not about early bird pricing. It's about cementing competitive edge. And I know that our own members, if you guys put in VIP in the chat, I know our own members will use this. You guys will talk to me. Some of you guys will implement it and we can make some adjustments from there. I know a couple of you guys ask questions about Google Business Profile and things like that. I've actually talked to my team about that, of like, hey, the reviews are on the profile. We add the content. I know we can post to the profile. We don't have it connected right now, but we can have that conversation from here. I'm actually taking this and adding it in with some other stuff that we've got going on as well. And I'm also, actually, we'll talk about the roadmap and stuff in a little bit, but let's talk about the price. Okay. So if you went to the company site and you saw the Review Studio, this is what it costs right now. Okay. Agency standard $179 a month. Okay. If you brought your own keys and you connected 6 different API accounts, you get a little bit of a discount from there. Okay. Unlimited carousels, 100 reels per month for $179 a month. Okay. So you do the math, that's over $2,000 a year. Okay. Actually, hold on a second. You guys can't see that. Let me just share my screen again. Hold on a second. Screen. Window. Where is this? Chrome tab. Hold on a second. I just got to share my entire screen from here. All right. Now you guys should be able to see that. Okay. Let me go back. So if you went to our site, you saw the Review Studio, it's $179 a month. Okay. Now you're going to get a huge deal on this. Okay. 100 reels per month, unlimited carousels. If you brought your own keys and paid your own way, you save a little bit money, but this is over $2,000 for the year. All right. So let's stop screen sharing. Let's put the slides back up. All right. So now here's what we're going to do. You're going to get the founder's deal, and the button just came up for everybody that just put in. VIP. You're going to get it for $3.99 for the year. Now, this means that everything that you saw inside the app is going to work exactly as you saw it. You don't need to go put in keys. You can connect to OpenAPI or SERP to get the Google reviews. You're not going to need all the generative engine API keys or anything like that. It's an annual pass. So you're basically paying for less than or right around 2 months. So, right. So if you use this next month and the next month, and then pay those 2 months, you get 10 months for free. Cool. Is that cool? Give me a heart if you guys like that pricing, right? For the entire year, you pay for 2 months and you're going to get the entire year. Somebody laughed. Somebody probably missed the button. I'm going to laugh too, right? From there, okay? $3.99 one time. Everything's already in there and waiting for you guys to sell today. If you wondered how you're going to sell it, let's go back to the most difficult sales pitch I've ever created. I made something for your business, want to see it. If you're going to send a cold email, then just put the name of the, literally, our cold outreach expert, my BDR is telling me, just put the company name as their subject line. And you send, hey, I made something for your business, want to see it. Well, all right. Welcome to Bruno and Owen. I just saw you guys just joined in. All right. So congratulations. They're already in. Okay. All right. I made something for your business. Want to see it? You do the outreach. You send them the completed video. Now, when you send that completed video, you do not watermark it. You do not give it to them as if it was a finished product. Like there's no reason, because again, they never posted they were never going to work with you. You lost 3 to 5 minutes of your life. Okay. It was better than, a demo that didn't convert. Okay. By the way, you're not even doing a demo. There's no slide presentation. Amelia, welcome as well. Okay. There you go. We got a couple of folks that are already taking action on this. Now, if it does work and they post it, guess what? You're going to see the results. Lloyd, welcome as well. Okay. They're going to see the results and they are going to want more of this because they got the initial taste of how well this works. And they're going to see the spikes. All right. I got Robert as well. And then Ron as well. Congratulations to you guys that got in. All right. If you guys get in while I catch this live, we're good to go. All right. Let me just go back to the slide navigator. Let's talk about pricing here for a second. Okay. You get the full Review Studio app access, Carousel, a real engine, hook caption generator, auto scheduling, the templates framework. This is a done for you system. Okay. It is not meant to be complicated. What you saw is what you get as you get in here. Alexander, welcome as well. Right. As you guys get in here, set this up, do your outreach, take a couple of your current clients from here, click, go through, and then save your templates. We'll make it really simple from there. Now, a couple of things that we are going to do that if you are part of this founders deal, we are going to API this into Reviewly. I had the conversation yesterday where you'll be able to actually put this inside of the account. It's not going to be in there next week because I've got some other dev and some things that we're going to do. Probably next quarter, we'll throw that in there. We'll unlock that for you guys as well, where inside of each of your clients' account, if you're using Reviewly, which you should, you'll be able to actually generate reels off of that as well. Harold, welcome as well. All right. Now, Google Business Profile, uploading your own images, things like that. Here's what I want you to do. Okay. You guys all have access to me in the school group. If that's a feature that you want, DM me and we will talk about it and we'll see how you're going to use it inside of your company and your business. We're not currently doing it, so I'm not like in a rush to get it. I don't want to guarantee that it's going to be in there and overpromise, underdeliver. But if you guys are using this and I see that you actually have clients in there and we're having the conversation, if you're actually using it and we have the conversation and I can do it, we'll probably do it for you. Okay. So not only are you getting the carousels, the reels, the hook generator, the AI generative engine, the automatic scheduling, the automatic posting that you guys can do to set this up and get it out there inside of the system. We'll also add in the ability to API into Reviewly So you can see it inside of that account and maybe and just work inside of that client. From there, we're going to look into that for next quarter. And then a little bit faster than that probably is if we see some of you guys and you're using it and we have a use case study for Google Business Profile, then we can connect to that as well. We're already connecting the Google Business Profile anyway to pull in the reviews. So that'll be something that we can take a look at from there. But I want to see you using it as we get in. Another thing, if you don't use Reviewly, shame on you. No, if you don't use Reviewly and you have been generating reviews for your clients, or you don't do any sort of reputation service, you can still sell this. You do not need to be generating reviews. If they have their own process and system that's outside of you, then fine. Connect this, use that Maps URL and generate them videos and content as well from there. That's going to be the big thing to be able to pay attention to that as we get in and get going. Now, let's talk about covering your costs from here, okay? Run the math. If you lost one client, that's $400, $500 a month, and you keep them for one extra month, this entire system's paid for itself. If you're wondering, what do you charge for this? Well, I just charge you $399 for the year. You've seen that my cost for a business owner to use this is, just under $100 a month, right? Well, why not charge your client $399 for the year? And when every time you get 3 new reviews, we post a reel. Now you're hands off from there. There's your offer. Offer them exactly what I offered you. $399 for the year. Every 3 new reviews, every 2 new, I would say 3, every 3 new reviews that come in, we're going to do a reel and a carousel for you. The value of one saved client that you didn't lose because you showed them that you're actually doing the work just makes this worth it. And then everything after that is just pure upside, right? You can use this as an add-on, use this as a foot in the door, use it as a retaining offer from there. It makes sense with each and every one of them. Now, this is my first mover's advantage, okay? This is where most agencies are right now. I was there, okay? Monthly emails and PDF reports and hoping that clients read them. And you're still getting churned or just never getting read. Well, if they pay attention to their socials, if people are liking, commenting on these reels and these posts, guess what? They know that you're the one that did it. I gave this to one of my biggest clients. I gave it to the guy that works underneath me there. He was like, this is really cool. And we're already using it for them just to continue to show because they do a lot of reels. Like their reels have 1,800, 2,000, 25,000 views. We're peppering in social proof to the customers as well. Art, welcome as well. So you guys, we've got folks that are coming in. Don't miss out on this, okay? If you show up in their feeds, think about it this way. If this just locks in one client for an additional month or two, right? Or you sell one person an annual $399, which I think you're undervaluing, probably $19.99 for the year. It also depends on the review volume, but start small, cover your costs first. Hey, I'm looking for 3 demo clients. It's $399 for the year. Would you be interested in being one of those example clients, right? Use my outreach message, and then they're going to ask you how much. Hey, it's $399 for the year. Cool. Boom. Hit them with the charge and you're done from there. Okay. You are going to be one of the earliest movers inside of this category because our system is the first of its kind to do this in an automated way. Okay. People have made reels and social proof and all that stuff, but you have to go to Fiverr. You got to go to Upwork. You got to have your own in-house team. It's painful, right? You got to get approvals, all that stuff. If we're sharing what you saw today, it makes total sense from there. Okay. What isn't seen doesn't get paid for. I don't care how good your work is. If they don't see your results, if they don't feel them, right? Them getting likes and comments and shares on this locks you in and further strengthens your bond with other aspects of your business. Okay. Because you're impossible to ignore because they know that you're the one that made that video. Simple outreach play here. Here's what I want you to do. Whether you get this right now and have it, if you're one of the dozen or so or 20 people that joined already, right? Go use this message. If you haven't, if you're looking at this, here's what I want you to do. Go find 10 business owners in the next 30 minutes and send them this message. I made something for your business. Want to see it. DM, LinkedIn, if it's cold email, put their subject line as their business name. And then when they say yes, you change your entire outreach. This is how you open now. You're not going to give them a pitch deck. There's no pitch deck in this, right? There's no, here's what we can do. You just give them the finished product. Go in, pull in their reviews, like I showed you. Create them a 3-review reel. Put a call to action on there and let the visibility close the deal. Now, if they start asking you for edits and things like that, then hey, cool. This is what it's like for us to work together. Here's it's $3.99 for the year. I'll set you up. Your first one will be ready by the end of the day. From there, right? If they like it so much that they just post it to their account, then pay attention to it and see what results look like. Okay. So I then follow up with, hey, how'd that reel do for you? And you'll see, right? Oh, look, how is your reach? Look at all the likes that you got compared to everything else. How'd that carousel post go? From there, that is your sales demo. From there, you can get everything that we showed you today. One-time payment, $3.99 for the entire year. No API keys, no confusion. Okay. Full access, carousel and reel engine, hook caption generator, automation and scheduling, and all the templates. All you got to do is go to reviewly.ai/studio to be those that get in from there. Now, if there are any questions, I'm going to go through and take a look from here. So how much is the product, Morgan? There you go, $3.99. One time. We talked about that a couple times in there. I know you asked this. We asked this like 15 minutes in and almost an hour ago. We offer a masterclass, the whole package. Your agency is offering it at some point. Brian, yeah, because I share everything we do with Reviewly, but I kind of alluded to it. And we're testing it right now. So I can't say that, I love to come in and go, hey guys, I do this, and this, right? We are testing this. We're testing this outreach message. We're getting some good results with it. Right now, we've adjusted the email subject line based on what our guy has seen over the past 6 years to be able to get results. But here's what I'm doing. Reviews and review software is, it's not a race to the bottom. It's kind of like a commodity item. Like, okay, cool, yeah. But when you start talking AI reviews, AI SEO, trust signals, things like that, people start to pay attention again. So what we're doing is we're bundling the whole thing. Reviewly.ai, our advanced AI for reviews and responses, the review snapshot, and now the review studio. All of that is going to go into one package. If you look at the overall package for that, it's like $3,000 a year, something along those for if you went to the monthly for everything. Okay. Let's call it $2,500. Okay. Let's just keep it down. I can offer that package for $997 to $1,497 for an annual payment right there up front. And I don't have to talk to them again for a year. Okay. I get them set up and everything's good to go. That's why we're going to put the review studio inside of Reviewly as well, Brian. So that's my masterclass in like 60 seconds or 90 seconds. From there, there's a couple things I want to add into some of my sales slides and things like that. But that's going to be one of the big things that you got to pay attention to as we go in from there. And then Chuck asked a question about posting to the Google business profile. We have that capability. We've had the conversation internally. Chuck, if you get clients on here and we have a conversation, from there, we'll be good to go. Robbie, welcome as well. So here's the thing. If you're on the fence about this or not sure, put in fence in the chat right now. For me, Vinay, you should be able to get in. The link should be popped up on the screen. Actually, I'm going to pull up the slides. You go to reviewly.ai/studio. And then looks like Don put in a link as well. Let's see if that works. Cool. Yep. Oh, there's tons of questions that have come in. So hold on a second. I must have gotten paused on there. Okay. So if you go to reviewly.ai/studio, you'll be able to get in from there. Okay. If you put in fence in the chat, we're going to talk about that here in a second. Okay. Limit number of reels you can make per month. It's 100 per month. Is what it was on there. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's 100 per month. Vinay, as you get in. Okay. That was Venkat. Sorry. I was looking at two different people. Yes, Guy, this is a yearly fee. So you're paying once for the entire year. So you have to pay again for 365 days from now. And then it's not in school. You got people replying. So cool. So thanks for whoever's replying. I think that's either Dom or David. I guess I owe David some money for this. Ted, VIP. For those of you that put in VIP, we'll give you the link as well. Don't miss out on this. Here you go. If you buy this while you're on the call today, here's what I'm going to do. I will do a 15-minute consultation with you on how to sell it, how to implement it in your clients, how to upsell it, how to price it, things like that. So Brian, if you want that masterclass, you go through. And then Barb, I am not offering a lifetime deal. I don't do lifetime deals on these. It's garbage. It's a BS product if you have a lifetime deal in a lot of cases, specifically if you're tying in the API keys as well. So unfortunately, you're not going to get a lifetime deal from there. I do not believe in them. Very rarely do I ever do them, and it has to be smart to be able to go through. John Hogan, we'll get you the link as well. So if you guys type in VIP in the chat, set up, and then there should not be any upsell page from there. So you just be able to get in the product. I don't know why you guys are assuming that there's lifetime deals and upsells. Okay. Other questions that have come in. Number of reels once set up for the client and the scheduler. Is it automated? Set and forget. Yes, Vinay. You can. Yes, Tom, I'll leave this open for tomorrow. This will be open for a little bit of time for you guys, right? So I don't know why this is not. There you go. From there, where'd it go? John, VIP. Chuck says he's in. Yep. Lifetime on the upsell. On the upsell page. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be for read the underneath the video. That was the initial offer on that from there. And then big marker. Yeah, big marker was to get out the door, Barb. And then they have monthly from there. Yeah, and Tom will be still available from there. And then Dom, it looks like we got that secondary page. I was not aware of that. That's my bad. Steven, welcome. Mad Dog, welcome as well. Rob, welcome to you guys. So we got a lot of folks that are getting in on this from there. So I got confused. I realized that we had that secondary page. That's the review snapshot. There's a yearly deal on that. Most of you guys already have it. And then Hal says it went to the for the login page. Let me just get that for you guys real quick. And then that's going to be app.reviewsuite.com. That's going to be your login page, Hal. You should be able to get an email too. And then R says woo. Yeah, sorry about that, R. I was not aware that actually set up. And then the review snapshot. Actually, if you look at the review snapshot page, it says underneath there, it's only an annual deal. That was a one-time thing to get out there. And then we got it out about a year ago. And then we moved it to an annual plan from there. Same thing with Big Marker does as well. So, okay. Yeah, I was just like I forgot that had gone in there. We had discussed it earlier this week. I was told it wasn't possible, and I guess it was. So, interesting. You can tell how busy life is from there. All right. If you are on the fence about this, $399, one client, charge them $399 for the year from there. You'll make your money back. You save one client, which you probably not going to be like, oh, we were about to leave you. But if you have that feeling, right, give them this and get them in from there as we get going, and you'll be able to save them, get them in the door from there, and you'll be able to feel that as you get in, as you get in, as you guys get going. So if you're on the fence, put in fence in the chat. That way I can answer any questions that you guys have specifically from there. I think I answered all of the questions. If there isn't one, put a QQ in the chat, or you're on the fence and tell me why. It's very clean cut. It's very simple. I walked you through the entire process. I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes or so. This webinar is only about 75 minutes, right? Limit how many carousels we can make per month. No, Venkat, it was unlimited carousels from there. But assume that, Venkat, for you, if you're going to try to make 10,000 a month and we see that, I'll ask you the question, but if you're going to do a couple hundred, it should already be included usage wise, and you should be good to go from there. We do have a BYO key. I'll just unlock that for somebody like Venkat from there. And then Lucius, what's up, man? Let me go ahead. We gave you guys a login page. Let me go ahead and give you, I'm at work. I miss most. Check it out. Thanks. Awesome. To promise we'll not post 10,000 carousels per month. Yeah, cool. Venkat, I'll keep my eye on you. Just kidding. So Lucius, I'll see you after work. Lucius probably be in. And then Venkat is in already. Guys, reviewly.ai/studio to get this. We built this out of a gap in the market, something that we saw, and we actually had clients in. And look, I'm 100% transparent with you guys. I have clients in Reviewly. I have people in clients that are like, oh yeah, like, oh, it's not working. We're like, I do like this to my kid all the time. Like, it's working. It's right here, right? But they don't see it. They don't feel it, right? But if you can get them more exposure, more activity, and show that proof, this is a great way to do that, to be able to get them to stay and be retained from there. So Hal says, thank you. Got you a little late. Can the scheduler auto post? You can connect to those accounts and then post it from there. Venkat, what's up? Welcome. Venkat just joined as well. So guys, there's, our common group that's on here, and a lot of new folks that are starting to join us as well inside of the community. Go ahead and post your actual reels for clients inside of the school group. Let's see what you guys got. Maybe we'll create a thread for that. Actually, when I do the replay page, I'll have you guys posting your clients' reels as well, and post and show us what you guys are doing from there, because this is a great value add. It's something that really makes a difference for your client to see that you're actually providing them results and more reviews in the end, but also gets them more exposure, because it's going to be a story. It's going to be a post. It's going to be a reel. And those do get the attention of other potential businesses, other prospects, increases their reach on social media, and helps with more than just conversions. It helps increase their business growth because of that reach and that expansion and the brand awareness in the area from there. So with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Guys, if you go to reviewly.ai/studio, I'll leave this up through the weekend for you. I know a couple of you said, hey, can I get in tomorrow? Or Lucius is at work. Tom's not here. He's going to get in tomorrow. You guys are watching this on a different platform, things like that. Go ahead and grab it at reviewly.ai/studio. If you do the math with the API keys, it was like 82% off or something like that is what I did the quick math yesterday. So you're basically paying for 2 months plus a week, and you get the rest of the year free, right? Yes, it is tied to Facebook. And then you can connect to the Facebook account, Mike. From there, Lucius says, thank you. So here's what I'll do, Mike. I'm going to show you my screen as well. So let me just share my screen real quick. That way, Mike, oops, wrong screen. Don't want to show that. There's me. You should be able to see me. And then what you can do is, let me just go to a saved piece of content here. Let me just go to a reel, resume the draft, and then I can actually schedule this to, in this case, Facebook, to those Facebook pages from there. But if I go to my settings, Mike B, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, from there, and I'll talk to the team about adding Google Business Profile as well, because we're already connecting to it inside of the account from here, right? Because we're already connected to the Google Business Profile, and you can see that I've connected all my client, my business from there. So that's going to be what we're going to do as we get in. So let me just stop sharing my screen. And let's go back to the slides. Mike, it is $399 one time for the year. If you looked at the pricing on the page, which you haven't been here in time, it's basically pay for 2 months and you get the rest of the year free. From there, we got a ton of people that grabbed this while we were on the call. We have a couple of folks that got to get home and in front of a computer and things like that. So I'll leave this open through the weekend for you. And then, yes, this will be a separate login. It's if you look at the login on the chat from there. Now, for support, if you have any issues with support, just go to my Reviewly support at reviewly.ai. That company owns or manages the review studio. And I think if you went to support at reviewsuite.com as well, that will set this up from there. So, Owen, you'll have a separate login. Now, when we tie in the APIs and things like that, you'll be able to do it from your client's dashboard. But I don't want to overcomplicate things. So as of right now, you guys just go to reviewly.ai/studio. You'll get in. Have any questions, email my support staff. They're already on. They're on this call. They'll see some more notes and things from there. And then we should be good to go. So with that being said, thanks to everybody that joined us. Thanks for Dave for letting me use his webinar and get used to this as we go through. To each and every one of you for joining and being a part of this, because I know what it can do for your business. It's not a flavor of the week type thing. This is part of my new add-on to our core offering and how we're going to be able to charge a higher ticket item and differentiate my business from my competitors that are in the marketplace, because they won't be able to do something like this as agile and quickly as us, because we're adding another component that will do something of value for the business owner, that helps raise the awareness and the exposure of that business, but also cements in the value that I've been providing with Reviewly. So Brian said, do you sell Loud AF with this? I sell those completely separate from here. Brian, so one is not necessarily tied to the other. What we do is we do social content with Loud AF from here. And then this is, making the review awareness, the review based content. So this is an add-on. So like one of my clients is a contractor's insurance company. They've got Loud AF, right? And they're happy with that. They're generating their content. We use it for our own company, the Jeff Hershey stuff, all that stuff as well. Let's talk about the contractor's insurance company. They're using that. I gave them this as well, right, to log in, and he was blown away. He's like, I can now automatically post every time they get 3 new reviews. And they run 100 plus quotes a day. They probably close 30 deals a day. They get a handful of reviews anywhere from once a week or a couple of times a week to a couple of times a day. So this is just another piece of content to help solidify that from them. So I just keep this over in the review bucket for us, because I created it for Reviewly. I did not create it just to sell you guys something. This is part of that like overall trifecta that we have between the Reviewly and the advanced AI, the sentiment snapshot, and then the content with the reels and the carousels and the posts to keep them in that triad and to be able to go from there. So that's it. You guys are going to see us bundle and package and do all that stuff. We're getting the Review Suite name out there now. We're all on this right timeline together, and you guys get to take this ride. Because you're a Wingman member, a VIP member, you guys, this is something that you have access to, that when we release it to the general public, it is not going to be at this price. So don't miss out on it during this time. Get in. And if you have any questions, contact our support desk. Otherwise, I'll see you guys inside of the school group. I want to see what you guys are creating. Show us what you're doing for your clients, share and like each other's, and then go from there. Again, the fastest way to do your outreach is to say, I made this for you. Do you want to see it? So with that being said, have a good one.